Sue, can you start this when I talk? Coming up live on LiveWire, we have an amazing program for you. We're going to be talking about what Access Sacramento does and how you can take part of the great opportunities that Sacramento offers for making films, making radio, making photographs and television. So stay tuned for LiveWire right after this. Hi, I'm Ray Tedder, and with me in a studio 7 or 8 miles or 10 miles away from him is Gary Martin. He is the Executive Director of Access Sacramento. Hi, Gary. Thanks for joining us.
Nice to be here, Ray.
Great. Yeah, this is an interesting way of doing Access Sacramento work when we can't be in the same room, right?
Well, it's an amazing technology, and it's relatively new to us because we have some new equipment in place. But boy, what an exciting opportunity for programming to continue on Access Sacramento. All of the different opportunities that people have been making on their own now that we're kind of in the stay-at-home order, and to bring this one into our capacity is also very exciting as well.
Yes, but there's some things coming up on your plate, on Access Sacramento's planning docs that is really exciting.
Right. We have a number of good pieces of news associated with what's happening with Access Sacramento. Of course, besides this expansion of our technology and being able to put you and me and a variety of other people in programming live on the air from wherever we are, that's very exciting. But yes, we have a number of big things that have been happening recently, including our place called Sacramento Film Festival, some news from the California Arts Council, and of course, tomorrow's the big day of giving. So hopefully we'll be able to talk about all those things in the next couple minutes.
Great. Well, a place called Sacramento, that is a filmmaking program that you have developed over a 20-year period, which allows people from the community to make films.
Exactly right.
Could we see some clips from that last year's show?
Sure. Okay. This is our 20th year, and the film clips that we have are all a part of what was shown at the Crest in this film festival that is, as you say, in its now 21st year. But last year's 20th annual was truly spectacular. And Ray, we have 3 clips that we can show you. The first one comes from a program called Chef in Sacramento. It was produced by Samantha K. Henderson, and it's all about dreamers. It's about people who came to this community with nothing and are creating something. So there's a clip from Chef in Sacramento.
Are you running a business out of here?
I'm not running a business. I'm just raising some money so my daughter can run track.
You can't cook and serve the public out of your home without the proper permits.
We're all friends.
Dad, what's going on?
It's okay, baby. Go back to your room.
Fantastic. Really good.
This particular film was the Producer's Choice Award for the 10 filmmakers from last year and what they thought was the best movie. So that was an exciting opportunity for all of them. And Ray, we have a couple of other clips to show you. This next one is called Creme Brulee, and it was produced by Judy Price. It's kind of a comedy, but it's also got a serious edge in that there's a couple of women who have an opportunity perhaps to travel and maybe to go to Paris, but so it's all about relationships. And although the 2 women we're about to see are just friends and they're talking about the opportunity, it is kind of a fun experience. It's called Creme Brulee.
I just want her to like me.
Oh. I suggest honesty.
Are you crazy? She could get anybody.
I'm a sucker for dysfunction.
So that's Creme Brulee
I
by
love
Judy
it.
Price. Yeah, and that was the audience favorite. Many times the audience favorite is something that's a little more lighthearted.
Yeah.
So Creme Brulee was a lot of fun by Judy Price.
What else
And
we
then
got there?
this last clip is something a little more unique. It's kind of got a sci-fi edge, I guess. It's called Oedipus Weeps, and it's the story of an author, a writer, who comes to find out that his characters have come to real life in his life. Let's look at something from Amy Lawrence called Oedipus Weeps.
Wow.
So beautiful
Really,
photography, yeah.
it's so, beautiful photography, but there were people who worked on those three films that we saw who never worked on a film before. Is that correct?
That's the amazing part about what a place called Sacramento is designed to do in our community. When 20 years ago, when this project was originally created by Ron Cooper and by Martin Anaya, it was the idea that there was very little filmmaking that was going on in the Sacramento region. And so, with Access Sacramento's help, it was an opportunity for filmmakers to learn their craft and to begin the process of writing and then making those films. So that's the process that continues into this year. In our 21st annual film, having already produced 197 films over the last 2 decades, we are in the process right now of preparing to announce this year's 10 amazing stories that will all come to life on the big screen in the first weekend of October. But the 21st annual festival starts with this idea that it's a script competition. And yes, the judging is just about complete. We're going to make those announcements coming up on May 20th.
This is really great. Now, these are for people who have sent in film scripts, and you had something like 100 or something like that come in, right?
There are all sorts of fantastic stories and amazing writers that are out there. And yes, we go through 3 rounds of blind judging in order to get it down to the process of having 10 winning scripts. And yes, the cream really does rise to the top. I will preview the idea that this year's films have a lot of diversity. And when we look at the announcement coming up on May 20th, yes, it's going to be an amazing opportunity for the Sacramento community to see these 10 stories, but also for the film community to be a part of acting in those stories and helping to create them.
And also the crews are coming too. You'll need crews for those, you know.
Exactly right. The crew, meaning the people who run the cameras, who do the audio, ultimately who go through the whole process of editing. But that's just a small part of the number of volunteers who help make these films, because whether or not someone has a speaking part, many times there are people who are walking through the background of those scenes, and you absolutely need to have all of those extras as well. And that's why the big May 20th announcement, followed by a virtual, that's new, a virtual cast and crew call, will be an important opportunity on May the 20th.
Virtual, you mean I can do it online?
Exactly right. This year, for the first time ever, Access Sacramento is launching a brand new, well, we're going to call it an app, but it's also a website. And it's the opportunity for people to participate in the pcs.greenlit.app opportunity. Ray, when we did this for the last 20 years, we always got all the people together in the courtyard of the Coloma Community Center.
Yes.
And we would have 250, 300 people who would show up to volunteer to help make these films. And so we'd announce the 10 filmmakers. They would walk off to the side and participate at a table, and people would line up and they would volunteer to make the films. Well, we can't do that with the coronavirus COVID-19 situation. We can't put 250, 300 people in the courtyard. So here's the link that we want people to go to. They can do this right now and go over to pcs.greenlit.app anytime in the next day, two, up before May 20th, and go ahead and create a small profile. Just like people used to come to the courtyard and would be able to drop off their headshot and their resume and talk with the filmmaker, on May the 20th, after we do a live television announcement of the show, people will be able to interact through this website and app, either on their phone or through their computer. But if you go over there now, all those people who used to have to come out and fill out forms at the cast and crew call in person, now will be able to submit their headshot, will be able to submit their resume, talk about what they would like to be able to do, and then be able to volunteer essentially in this online virtual environment.
Wow.
And immediately
Wow.
after the announcements, all the filmmakers will be interacting with people in the app. If you're on the app, like you're watching this television show now, you'll be able to watch the announcement right in the app. It is such an exciting opportunity, and we can't take all the credit, Ray, because we're partnering in part with a division of Casting Calls America.
Yes.
It's called Film Festo, which is the, I guess, partner division within Casting Calls America. And former Place Called Sacramento director and our partner from saccasting.com, Brian Jagger, has volunteered his company's abilities to create this pcs.greenlit.app opportunity for a virtual casting crew call. We are so excited that the Sacramento community is going to be able to do this all online. Very exciting time, and we thank Brian Jagger and saccasting.com, Casting Calls America, and their division, Film Festo.
That's great. So there are also some classes that you give for people. You just don't walk on the film set. So what about those? Jason Bortz is a well-known acting teacher, been in films and the like. And then there's got some costumers and things like that.
Exactly right. You know, Access Sacramento, apart from having the film festival, a big part of what we do for the community is to provide training. And we can talk more about how to use our TV studio and radio station and all, but we have some special opportunities for absolutely anyone who would like some training, because that training opportunity is associated with this open public film festival. The regular trainings for using our studio, for example, you have to become a member, and then you sign up for a class. But for anybody who's just really interested in learning how to make a film, that's what A Place Called Sacramento is all about. And so since you mentioned Jason Bortz and the acting for the camera class, let's tell you about that one first. Jason has a class coming up on June the 6th. It is from 10 until 4. And right now that class is intended to be at Access Sacramento in our studio. And if you send an email to the email address on the screen, info@accesssacramento.org, we'll be able to tell you how to get signed up for this one-day class. And it's all about how to be on a film set and ultimately how to perform and be successful in front of the camera. And Jason Bortz has lots of experience and has done trainings for many other people. So we encourage people to sign up for this workshop because Jason's an amazing guy. And while we hope to have this class in our studio with social distancing and be able to give people an opportunity to be in front of the camera, it is also an opportunity for us, if we need to, potentially to take this class online. So Jason has his class on June the 6th. And that's just one of 2 other specialty classes that we have, Ray.
The acting in the classes, oh, what's this?
Right, so the acting is one, and then the other one is, this next one is Bunny Stewart. And this one is coming up first out of the gate. On May 20th, I mentioned that we're going to do the cast and crew call with the app. And then 2 Saturdays later, on May the 30th, there again is intended to be a training. It'll be at Access Sacramento. But if not, it'll be done virtually. It'll be slightly shorter if we have to do it online. But Bunny Stewart, a brilliant actress, does professional acting for many films and commercials, but also does her own makeup business for performers on the side. That class is also available. All you have to do is send an email to info@accesssacramento.org, and we can get you signed up for that class. Of course, our offices at Access Sacramento right now are not open to the public because of the stay-at-home order. But you can participate in these classes by simply sending an email. We'll get back in touch with you. A really low-cost class that we'll be able to connect with by simply sending the email in, and we'll get you signed up for the class in that way. The last class is on June 13th and June 20th, and it is from Emmy Award editor Tim Walton. Tim has been a director of photography for many of the Place Called Sacramento films, and Tim has volunteered to do a 2-day session. The first day on June the 13th is all online, so people can participate in a Zoom-style meeting and get information about pre-production and finding locations and how to do an audition and how to plan for all the things that it means to make your film. And then on the second day, June 20th, hopefully by then we'll be able to get some people together at the Coloma Center and teach people what it's like to actually be on a film set. So those 3 classes, amazing opportunities. All you have to do is go to email info@accesssacramento.org. Tell us what you're interested in, and we'll get you signed up.
That's great. A Place Called Sacramento. And the films are about life in Sacramento.
All of the films are about Sacramento and its diversity. And through all of these years, Ray, 10 scripts, 10-minute films on the big screen. It really is an exciting opportunity because we need more filmmakers and storytellers and technicians and actors who know what it means to be in front of the camera. It's great that Access Sacramento gets to be a big part of making that happen.
So Access Sacramento is also, its profile is going up. You just received a grant from the California Arts Council.
Yes, that was big news that we announced actually just a couple of days ago. The California Arts Council does a huge grant process at the end of every year, and now they have announced the winners. So there are a variety of different divisions for these grants, but our grant is in the division called Art in Public Media. And as part of that, we will be partnering with 2 of our partners, I guess. Creative Edge is the name of the artistic community in the city of Sacramento as part of the Creative Economy outreach program that the city is doing. Creative Edge are artists doing art out in the community. And so as part of this grant, and in partnership with our own accesslocal.tv news site, we have youth journalists who are going to be partnering with filmmakers out in the community to tell the stories of a dozen or more of these artists who are part of Creative Edge. So many of those stories, Ray, are going to air right here on the LiveWire program.
That's great.
And then ultimately the Access Local website, but also we'll be able to essentially get everybody together and honor all of those artists who are profiled deep in May of 2021. So this project is from November of 20, later this year it'll start. We'll do some planning, do the shooting, and then ultimately have these programs on throughout April and May a year from now. But it's an exciting opportunity to profile artists in the Sacramento community and to bring journalists in training, our youth with accesslocal.tv, together with seasoned filmmakers about how to do documentaries and ultimately to tell these stories. It's a great opportunity, and we're really honored to have been awarded by the California Arts Council to spend this money to create this project.
Amazing, just amazing and very innovative, I think. Certainly not for my generation. We weren't afforded that kind of work and the collaboration of the 2 forms of communication,
but Ray,
journalism.
Give yourself a little more credit, because we know that years ago you were on the California Arts Council, and a lot of the things that are happening now began as outreach opportunities years ago as you were a part of the California Arts Council. So give yourself a little pat on the back. Because we're going to continue on, and even though you're not on the council and haven't been for a while, the fact is you laid groundwork for what is now a huge statewide program to support the arts. So our thanks to you, Ray, in making that happen.
Thank you. We have a little clip here from Carlos Hernandez to talk about the big day of giving coming up, eh?
For over 30 years, Access Sacramento has been training Sacramento residents how to make television and radio programs. We pride ourselves on being a beacon of freedom of speech in the community. This big day of giving is a unique opportunity for you to show your support and help Access Sacramento. Your donation will be greatly appreciated, and we look forward to serving you for years to come.
We're talking about some programs of Access Sacramento, but there are more programs than the ones that we've been talking about, because the ones we just talked about, the place called Sacramento, and a number of the other classes and programs and all of that, those are some of the ones that are popping up now. But what about the other things?
Well, Ray, our big task is really in operating two cable channels. We're on channel 17 right now, but
Right.
we also operate channel 18. These programs are live streamed to the world. And, the ability to get voices from community members out into the community
Mhm.
is really our major task. The idea of bringing the voice of Sacramento to cable television and on the radio. And we operate, of course, our radio station, KUBU 96.5 FM. And that's also live streamed from our website, accesssacramento.org. But this opportunity for creating the voice in the community, making a difference in Sacramento County, is really what we've been about for more than 3 decades. The important piece here, though, is that while we get some money from the Sacramento Community Cable Television Foundation, the Cable Commission, what that means is, though, that that doesn't pay all of the bills.
No.
And so it's important for all the things that we do that we get some support from the community. We're public access broadcasting, and we really can't exist without the help of people who are willing to donate. And for those of you who have been around for a couple of years, know that in the first Thursday of May, the big day of giving in Northern California is huge. And so starting at midnight tonight, and running all day Thursday, from 12:01, as you look at the slide here, from midnight tonight through till midnight tomorrow, it is the big day of giving. And Access Sacramento is a part of what are hundreds of nonprofit organizations that are participating in the big day of giving. And in the last couple of years, millions of dollars have been donated to all of these different nonprofits. Now, we recognize that we don't get the biggest chunk of all of that, obviously. We're just one small nonprofit. But we sure are hoping that everybody who's watching today will spend a couple of moments and go over to bigdayofgiving.org and to look at the many worthy, creative arts and community organizations that are a part of a big day of giving. The website to donate to Access Sacramento is bigdayofgiving.org/Access Sacramento. And if you went there right now, you would be able to make a donation that would be held for use tomorrow. But in addition to donating and supporting us with a couple of dollars, we're certainly hoping that you'll also look at the many other nonprofits that are out there, because the big day of giving is where, in many instances, the nonprofits in our community are able to kind of balance the budget. We're approaching the end of the fiscal year at the end of June, and the start of a new year, July 1. So bringing some dollars in right now can be really, really valuable. And Ray, you and I are talking about many of the programs, but if you look ahead to tomorrow and you come to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com, and you just do a /accesssac, it'll bring you to our page. It's an opportunity for people who are familiar with the Access Sacramento staff, taken our classes, or been in our studio to participate and essentially have lunch with Access Sacramento at 11 tomorrow on Facebook. Many of our staff will be in a Facebook kind of meeting, sort of like what you and I are doing.
Absolutely.
And it would be an opportunity to send some comments into the Facebook page, and we'll reply back in that half hour from 11 to 11:30. So Ray, maybe you'll text us and reply as well.
I will. I'll text you. But I'm thinking that you also support these wonderful things like the games, the football games, and Listen Up Sacramento. What is that program?
So yes, Access Sacramento, in addition to doing this program, LiveWire does many other programs, and one of them is Listen Up Sacramento. we found many years ago that there was very little opportunity for local bands to ever get time on television. And so we created a program and allowed people to learn about local musicians and people who create music and to be a part of Listen Up Sacramento. We had a program that just premiered one night ago, and the person that was on that program was Adrian Ballou, and he plays Bellew, rather, and he plays acoustic guitar. And so I'm going to jump ahead here and say, let's listen to a moment of this program, Listen Up Sacramento.
I'm listening. Well,
so maybe that's not going to come up.
that's for tomorrow, I think. That's
okay,
for tomorrow. So it starts at midnight tonight, and it's the
Right.
big day of giving, and it's for almost the whole day
Right,
tomorrow.
24 hours.
But we could talk to
midnight
your staff all ready to go at 11 a.m.
11 o'clock tomorrow, exactly right. And it's going to be lots of fun to be able to see everybody together because as you look at this picture, Lorraine and I and Bex and Bim and Liz, they're all going to be participating. And I do have to thank Bex and Liz right now because that clip that we just saw from Listen Up Sacramento was actually to be a part of a Listen Up
They
segment
pulled it out of the
tomorrow.
air.
And they just pulled it right out and magically added it
How
into
did
this
that happen?
show. That
It's
was
great.
amazing. So
I think at the and the
threw a
award
wrong
goes.
cue, and boy, they just solved it.
So okay, it's all good. And where to donate again? We have to say that you can donate by going on to your website
Right. So
right
go
now.
to
You can do that right now and set a few bucks up for tomorrow's opening.
Exactly right. Always go to bigdayofgiving.org, and you can put a slash and go directly to Access Sacramento. If you come to the main website, bigdayofgiving.org, and go to the search field, you can type in Access, and you'll find us in that way. But boy, we sure would love even a couple of dollars from everybody who's watching right now because it would make a huge difference in all that we do as we finish out this fiscal year and we move forward with all the great things we do. Game of the Week and Hometown TV, Listen Up, LiveWire, all of those programs.
Thank you, Gary. Thanks for being on the program and telling us all about these wonderful things. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, take care, Ray. Bye-bye.